In today's episode, we are covering the Daily Mail, the world's most anxiety-inducing newspaper. I noticed a few people in the town today reading this, paper of the year, and there was a feature that really caught my eye. How to beat anxiety. Out of all the newspapers, this newspaper produces anxiety. Let's just have a recap of the Daily Mail's past headlines. One of them is probably gay. Former NSYNC singer Lance Bass on One Direction's sexuality. Somali pirates who killed my husband and kidnapped me weren't like Johnny Depp. They were awful. How a romantic candlelit dinner can give you cancer. At no point when I've been having a candlelit dinner have I looked at the wick and thought, shit, this might give me cancer. But now I do. End the tyranny of trying to be perfect. Let me just remind you that this was a newspaper that last week ran the headline, "Never mind Brexit, what about Legsit?" with a front page picture of Nicola Sturgeon and Theresa May's legs, totalling up different points of how sexy, smooth and sleek their calves were. End the tyranny of trying to be perfect, not including female politicians. One of my favourite tips in this how to beat anxiety pullout, eat a dessert, a crumble, good tip. This is a newspaper that made my otherwise normal, humble grandparents turn into life-hating, crazy people, which is what it does to most people who read it. This is a newspaper that in the past has told you that you can get cancer from candlelit dinners, that flesh-eating bugs are on the rise in toddlers groups, and that pretty much everything under the fucking sun gives you cancer, including biros. I mean, this turned my granddad, who was an otherwise good person, into the kind of person that once made me turn off a Matalan advert, a fucking Matalan advert, because the DJ was black, and he was worried that that beaming into the lounge was going to make me, I don't know, black. This was also the same newspaper that made my otherwise normal, lovely grandma convince me that biros could give you cancer because she had read it so many times in the Daily Mail that now we weren't allowed to touch any pens, Stabilo Boss or not. Convinces you that you can get cancer from anything from a whistle to a rubber duck to a ball of string with the supplement How to Beat Anxiety in it. Things that gave me anxiety in today's Daily Mail. Reading this diabolical rag, I came across this. Jimmy Young's will. Give me a lethal jab after I've gone, just to make sure. Now, this guy was a pretty big presenter and he died. He was medically declared dead by several people. The Daily Mail goes into great detail about how he might not really have been dead and that fear of coming back to life is actually something you should be really worried about. You should have a cheeky sort of top-up lethal jab after you've died, just in case you're not really dead, you're 3/4 dead, not 100% dead. Pilots who struggle to speak English risk major disaster. So anytime you get on any plane run by any operator, if the pilot isn't 100% dead letter spoken word Queen's fucking English, you're probably gonna crash and die. Reasons unclear. This is the best. Prince Charles missed George's party to visit Squirrel Sanctuary. Dire things may happen. Okay, on the anxiety Richter scale of the Daily Mail today, this is off the chart. Cancer risk chemicals in own brand and, underlined, posh crisps. Now, why the fuck is the Daily Mail even categorising crisps into different class systems anyway? The British bloody class system is already hard enough to negate without fucking crisps getting involved. And what even constitutes an upper middle class, lower middle class, aristocratic crisp? What even is a lower class crisp? A quaver? Is a quaver a lower class crisp? Is a quaver a lower class crisp? What about Transformers? What about Tangy Toms? They're saying Tyrrell's is a posh crisp. Anyone who reads, edits or writes the Daily Mail presumed that anything with a posh sounding crisp name wouldn't give you cancer. Here we have Aldi and Morrison's own brand, which presumably everyone knew did give you cancer, but people continued to eat because they were cheap and moist. Here we have Tyrrell's, Seabrook and Waitrose. Now, even Seabrook's natural sea salt lattice crisp, raised levels of acrylamide caused during the cooking process were found in 1 in 5 packs. So if you didn't think you were going to get cancer before because you were avoiding lower middle class, working class and fucking homeless crisps, it doesn't matter. You might love a posh crisp. You're gonna die. Doesn't matter how wealthy, educated, old money, nouveau riche your fucking crisp is. You're still gonna die. Now, this morning, before I read this, at any point in my life did I ever think a crisp was giving me cancer. No. Now that I know Tyrrell's, Waitrose crisps also cause cancer, it's definitely made me more cautious, especially in terms of parties, nibbles. Yeah, nibbles. Definitely made me more cautious about nibbles. They taste good. Even oxygen kills you in the end. Crisps, cancer. Keep it lower middle class.